Grand Rising. Do me a favor. A Time for Revenge, the Black Revolution, Part 1 and Part 2. You gotta read, because everything I talk about is related to these books. But anyway, I want to start today by talking about white entitlement. You know, not so much white privilege, but white entitlement, and how everyone, including the Arabs, have exploited black people, Africans. Well, white entitlement started with slavery. When white people thought, they were entitled to having other people work for them for free. That's an entitlement. You understand? And to this day, it hasn't gone away. The only way to remove white entitlement is to challenge it. And guess what? Black people have not challenged white entitlement except twice in history. 1791 in Haiti, and I believe in 43 in Ethiopia. I forgot the year, but Ethiopia against the Italians. But anyway, I say this to say that white entitlement make people like Trump feel he can give the order to kill 163 fishermen off the coast of Venezuela in the Caribbean because he deemed them to be drug dealers. You understand? And these people actually got murdered and nothing happened to Trump. White entitlement is Trump thinking that, hey, I can go and confiscate Venezuela's oil. I can control it if I want to, and nothing is going to happen to me. White entitlement is a group of white people moving to South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, and other places, Australia, and thinking we can come and take over this land. White entitlement is a group of rejects from England coming to America and basically taking over an entire country from the indigenous people. That's all white entitlement. And to this day, it continues. Why? Because white entitlement was created by an entire group of people. It's not just America. It's the French, it's the British, it's the Dutch, the Portuguese, the Spaniards, the Germans. It's all of them. They created a pact amongst them, right? And say, this is how we're going to run the world. This is how we're going to rule the world. We are entitled to this. And now you have the Jews who are now saying, they're entitled to certain things, certain places, certain land. They even think they're entitled to having slaves for people to be enslaved by them as well. You understand? That is white entitlement. What have we done about it? Nothing. You understand? Because white entitlement is based on the fallacy that white people think they're superior to everybody else. And unfortunately, they've managed to create this narrative where a lot of people, unfortunately, whether they were Indian, Asian, black, their goal is to meet the white standard, whether it's the white standard of beauty, the white standard of success, the white standard of intelligence. A lot of people who are indoctrinated feel that they must be in close proximity with whiteness in order for them to be validated. You understand? And this is the unfortunately sad part of it, because in India, most of the light-skinned Indians, these are the people you see are represented on their television, anywhere, films. The dark-skinned Indians almost don't exist to them. The darker-skinned people anywhere in the world just don't exist. Even in Asia, same thing. Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam. They look down on people that are darker because white people have done a great job selling complexion as entitlement. Lighter complexion as entitlement. And unfortunately, a lot of people buy into it. And you can go in many societies, many countries, you will find that lighter skinned people are given preferential treatment. Even in black countries, in the Caribbean and Africa, lighter skinned folks are given preferential treatment. In America as well. when you had your whole little brown paper bag shit with the AKAs, you know what I mean? So that entitlement shit was started by white people. And it continues to exist because of white people. But in 1791 through 1803, a group of dark-skinned black people in Haiti stood up and said, hey, listen, this entitlement bullshit has got to stop. And even then, white people still created in hierarchy, right? They still give the people who were born, the people who were born through rapes, white men like to rape people. So they raped all these black women. They had light-skinned children. So they wanted to give entitlement, some form of entitlement to these children who were lighter. So most of them were the house Negroes. They didn't work in the field. They worked in the house because they were the offspring of the rapist's, master. Okay? So there's always been a system of entitlement created by white people, for lighter skinned people, even among black people. No matter how heinous, these a crime they committed for these people to come into the world, they're like, okay, we're going to give you some type of entitlement or privilege, right? And unfortunately, it's accepted. Like I said, it was challenged in Haiti during the Haitian Revolution. And that's when white people learned about their, what is the word that I'm trying to use? Subservience to black physical dominance. Okay? Black people have always been stronger than white people, and white people understand that. I don't have the proof in it is in the pudding. Okay, you can just look across any type of sport that we play. We dominate them. Boxing, basketball, football. Physically, we're dominant. Okay, and the white boys who were great in sport, like Larry Bird, White Chocolate. Guess how they became great? They became great learning and playing with black people. Larry Bird used to feel it was an insult if they put a white boy on him whenever he was playing any team. He always wanted the best black guy, to basically guard him because he understood that he was going to fucking annihilate any white boy because they were not on his level. And Larry Bird himself has told the entire world he played basketball with black guys, which is one of the main reasons why he got so great. Okay? So they understand our dominance, but unfortunately, some of us don't know it. And what's going on today, right? White entitlement is being checked again by Iran. Okay? Trump has been talking all this shit, all his delusional shit, making up meetings, invisible fictitious meetings that took place with the leader Iran. They're like, no, we never talked to this fucking rapist. We never had a conversation with this delusional rapist. Maybe he was shitting his diaper and thinking that, someone was sitting across from him. No, we never had a conversation with him. He's asking Iran 48 hours of, to ceasefire. Iran's like, no, fuck you. So they're challenging white entitlement. And that's what's going to have to happen with black people because we have never challenged white entitlement collectively. You understand? Meaning all black people together. Ibrahim Traore right now in Niger and Mali, they're challenging white entitlement because white entitlement is France thinking they can go to Africa and basically extort Africa to the tune of $500 billion a year. That's white entitlement. You understand? And somebody needed to challenge that. White entitlement is, Elon Musk, Apple and all these other companies thinking they can go to the Congo and extract anything that they need for their iPhones, the electric batteries, because they think they're entitled to the shit. Like it doesn't belong to the Congolese people. You understand? That's white entitlement. And that needs to be challenged globally, And I'm just tired of talking to black people and telling you, listen, when a bully keeps stepping all over you, what do? You got to punch that bully in his fucking mouth. And white entitlement is another form of bullying because, Trump is talking about taking over Cuba, Greenland, went to Venezuela and arrested a president, and America has been doing this for years. They've invaded, 96 countries since inception. And why? Because of white entitlement. And every time, like I said, they invaded a country, they stole their resources or at least control it. You understand what I'm saying? Nigeria's oil is not even controlled by Nigeria. Iraq, Libya, Syria, Somalia, these people invaded these places because of white entitlement. They want something, they feel like, okay, I'm entitled to this shit, even though it doesn't belong to me. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to calling themselves, what they really are, thieves, murderers, rapists. That's what they are. That's who they are. That's their history. I'm not making this shit up. Go look it up. You understand? But in order for you to be a rapist, a murderer, a killer or whatever, I have to allow it. If somebody say they're going to hang me, I have to submit to that. You understand? But if you come to my house with whatever, your posse, and I come out with my AK-47 or AR-15 and start blasting, guess what? I'm taking away your entitlement. You understand? And that's what needs to happen, because America has put itself in a position where, okay, we're going to dictate to the world who can have nuclear weapon and who can't. Because I'm entitled to dictate to the world. Who the fuck gave you that entitlement? You understand? So we have to start challenging white entitlement, because white entitlement is global. This is why, they think they can go to Iran, Iraq, or wherever they think people are developing weapons to protect and defend themselves, defend the people, their country, because it's not about weapons of mass destruction, because America dropped the first, atomic bomb on a country. So what gives America the moral, authority over other people when you violated shit yourself? You understand? So white entitlement needs to be challenged. White entitlement is the fact that these people can go around the world and basically rape and murder children, create a whole Epstein file, and decide we're not going to let the world know about this Epstein file. We'd rather go to war. That's white entitlement. You understand? Meaning, we don't have to go to prison for having raped all these kids. Anybody else would have been in fucking prison. Trump should be in fucking prison. But white entitlement, protects Trump. And when white people say, oh, we all need to get together, it's the elites and all this bullshit, that's white entitlement speaking, because they want to tell you what to do. They want to tell you, oh, we need to unite, without them understanding they have to dismantle shit that their fucking ancestors put in place to give them that entitlement. But they want you involved. They want to dictate to you, don't talk about this. We're not part of this. We want to unite with you. You know what I'm saying? But they want to unite with conditions, meaning they still want to hold on to their entitlement, their privileges, while acting like they want to fight for you. That's what the Jews have done to black people. The Jews have stepped on the shoulders and the backs of black people to build everything that they have in this country. They acted as our friends. Oh, we're going to finance your NAACP movement. Meanwhile, it's all about control and entitlement for them, because we're goyim to them. That's their belief. Everybody should be their slave. You understand? And I need y'all to open your eyes, and understand how the world functions, where nobody's fucking slaves anymore. Everybody basically every group in the world, has exploited black people, including the fucking Arabs. That's why I don't give a fuck about anybody but black people. I'm being serious. You understand? These motherfuckers in the Middle East, guess what? They used to castrate. They castrated our ancestors, okay, to keep the population from growing. So everybody has been cruel to us. We need to make sure we focus on us, and we need to start challenging white privilege, white entitlement, and everything that would put us in a submissive position to them. All right, again, do me a favor. Excuse me. Read my latest books, A Time for Revenge, The Black Revolution, Part 1 and Part 2. I just want us to open our eyes. That's it. I love y'all. I care about y'all. And I'm going to die on this fucking hill where I care about black people. Okay? Have a good one.